In 2024, college student Stephanie Reyes is plagued by recurring nightmares of her maternal grandparents, Iris and Paul Campbell, dying in the Skyview, a high-rise restaurant tower collapse in her New York State hometown of Cloverdale in 1969. In her nightmares, the tower collapses following a deadly chain reaction, killing everyone inside, despite knowing that the tower had never collapsed because it was demolished without incident. She returns home seeking answers. Stephanie is greeted by her father Marty and younger brother Charlie. The siblings visit their uncle Howard, Aunt Brenda, and cousins Eric, Julia, and Bobby. When Stephanie asks Howard about Iris, he explains that Iris subjected him and Stephanie's mother Darlene to an overprotective and isolated upbringing, resulting in the family's dysfunctions and Darlene's absence. Brenda helps Stephanie find letters from Iris, which leads her to a fortified cabin where Iris now resides, dying by end-stage cancer. Iris explains to Stephanie that the nightmares she is having were her premonition. She warned the tower's attendees and prevented its collapse after receiving the forewarning which led to its closure. However, she disrupted Death's design. Death began to take the lives of the survivors in the order they would have died at the Skyview, along with their respective descendants. After Paul's death, Iris documented Death's actions until she got cancer, during which Stephanie's nightmares began manifesting. Believing her grandmother is insane, Stephanie tries to leave. Iris follows her outside the cabin to give her the book and allows herself to be impaled by a weather vane to prove her claims.
Seeing is believing.
At Iris's funeral, Darlene returns, but Stephanie resents her for leaving since childhood. Stephanie reads Iris's book and sees a reference to JB, who found someone who defeated death. During a family barbecue, a series of events gets Howard killed by his lawnmower in front of his entire family. After Howard's funeral, Stephanie tries to warn her family that death is coming for them, but they are hesitant. Another series of events causes a fire at Eric's tattoo shop, but his leather clothing protects him before he escapes. Stephanie and Charlie meet Eric the following day and are in awe that he survived and to try and protect him as he is next in line. But Julia is crushed to death by a garbage truck's compactor instead. The family is confused at why Julia is dead, but Eric was skipped. Brenda reveals that he was the product of an affair and not part of Iris's bloodline. Darlene suggests visiting JB at a hospital, who turns out to be William Bloodworth, present at the Skyview as a child with his mother, and the last to die in the premonition. He reveals that after his mother died, Iris tracked him down, and he has since tried to learn Death's rules with her. He explains to the family that there are two ways to defeat Death: taking another life, or being clinically dead and be resuscitated, citing Kimberly Corman as a successful example. Bloodworth leaves expecting to succumb to his own cancer after Iris's bloodline dies, and wishes the family luck before departing. Eric convinces Bobby to employ Bloodworth's second strategy, giving Bobby a snack containing nuts to trigger a fatal allergic reaction and be subsequently revived. The plan backfires when a malfunctioning MRI machine rips out Eric's piercings, pulls him in, impales him with a wheelchair, and launches a coil from a vending machine into Bobby's head. Stephanie, Charlie, and Darlene decide to drive to Iris's cabin, intending for Darlene to hide from Death. They crash through the front gate and Stephanie's seatbelt jams. The cabin explodes, sending the RV into the water, where Stephanie begins to drown. Darlene saves Charlie before being bisected by a lamppost, and Charlie rescues and resuscitates Stephanie. 1 week later, the Reyeses learn from the intensivist father of Charlie's prom date that Stephanie was not clinically dead after drowning because she was resuscitated before undergoing a cardiac arrest. Shortly after, a timber-carrying train derails nearby, and its cargo crushes the siblings to death.
Oh my God, that was close.
You okay?
Yeah.